Hi, it's Mary, Queen MLB. Talk to me Tuesday, March 15th, 2021. And once again, I'm sorry I look so terrible. Once again, I am exhausted. Just trying to get too much done. And all the projects are just piling up behind me, so don't even look. Anyway, I'm just going to show you one thing today. I've been enjoying the heck out of the Year of Doom. The Project of Doom was fun. I made 2 of those, didn't finish them. All Harry Potter. But the Year of Doom, I decided to make a corner quilt bookcase for my quilt corner. It's not Harry Potter themed, although when they release those blocks, there will be a block or 2 on the Harry Potter series because they're some of my favorite books. I'm putting my favorite books on there. And when I say reading corner, in the house that we're remodeling for me, there is, in my bedroom, there will be my reading corner. I've always had a reading corner. And since most of my books are audiobooks now, I do spend quite a bit of time either crocheting or working on something or staring at the walls. So if I'm going to stare at this quilt for the rest of my life while I read, I want it to be things that mean something to me, things that remind me of things that make me feel good, and my favorite books and my favorite things. So, for instance, there's just a random book up there called Sweetness at the Bottom of the Pie. And it's a young adult series of kind of a Nancy Drew, but modernized. It's about a young girl who solves mysteries, and that's the first in a series. It's just an adorable, sweet little series, and I really enjoyed the series. But the reason it's on my wall is not because it's a fabulous book, although it's a good book. And the reason only one of them is on there, not the whole series, is because that one book, which led to that series, was recommended to me by a dear friend of mine named Jean, who was my next door neighbor at the farm in Pelican Rapids, Minnesota. And I left there and moved to Baton Rouge, and she and her husband left there and moved to Denver. So I don't see her anymore, but I know when I see that book sitting in my reading corner, I'll think of her, and it'll make me happy. So little things like that, and just sure, memories of good books, but also what those books mean to me. The Harry Potter books, of course, and Lemony Snicket and all those I read with my kids. Some of these books I read as a child with my siblings and parents, of course. And so anyway, which brings me to today's block. This is a block that I designed. If anybody wants it, I'll submit it to Phantom and Stitches. It's just a cute little simple block with 4 books. So I got 4 books, and basically it's a plant. This plant, this is why I want this block on my wall. When I had COVID, our Jennifer O, huge old moth in here, he was not invited. Jennifer O sent me a care package, and in it was a succulent in a little pot, little owl vase pot thing. And I have placed that on my bookshelf on top of my sketchbook. And then there were 3 more books. And so I decided to put the Hunger Games in here because I also participated in the Hunger Games. No, I didn't. That was Twilight. This was the only trilogy left on my list. So I put them in here. So when I see this, I will think of Jennifer, who I met. See, when I say I met Jennifer during the Harry Potter quilt, people assume Project of Doom, but that's not when I met her. Prior to Project of Doom, we were making Harry Potter quilts. I wanted to make a Harry Potter quilt, and of course, Jennifer made the first one I'm aware of, and I love paper piecing. I had been paper piecing for years, wanted to do a paper piecing one, and started using some of her blocks, got to know her, and all of a sudden I'm learning photo bucket and all kinds of other things. Later, we had Talk to Me Tuesday, and later we had Project of Doom. I did make 2 Harry Potter quilts. Again, didn't finish, but those things, if I made two daughters, so they're identical except for one block. If I made 2-sided quilts out of these, there would still be 2 of them, and they would still be bigger than the roof of my house. I'm only exaggerating a little bit. I made about between 140 and 150 Harry Potter blocks times 2. Sewed most of them together, and I need to finish that one day. And they're getting to a point where at one point they said, don't give them quilts that were very important to me until, when they were living in dorms, living with roommates in apartments, they didn't feel like a very special quilt like a Harry Potter quilt would be safe. And so now that one of them, at least now, will probably never have a roommate again until a roommate until she's married, and she's in med school, and so she'll probably never be in that situation again, so I can give her one. The other one's in law school and still in that period where I don't trust the people she hangs out with. So anyway, that's why there's no rush to get those finished, but I do have them, and they will be finished. So I've known Jennifer a long time. In a prior package that Jennifer sent me, she sent me this freestanding lace, and this is I want to use it as a bookmark, and I have it pinned on here for a couple reasons. If I permanently attach it here, I'm going to hand stitch it down, and I don't want to do that until these 2 seams are sewn so that I can get the placement right. And I'm not real sure about it being placed just like that. Second reason is I may decide to make it detachable, maybe put it in some pocket of some sort so that I could usually use it as a bookmark. Got some thinking to do on that, but the block, at least at this point, is finished. I'm happy with it. What I'm not happy about, I just realized my plant, it's going to be okay. I'm going to leave it. These 2 pieces are swapped. If you took these 2 pieces and flipped them over, it would be a flower pot. I designed it as a flower pot, and it came out as a succulent pot. It's okay. And not till I was stitching this together did I realize that I put a brown book on brown. I told you it's been a long day. It'll be okay. I'm happy with it. And that does kind of look more like a decorative little succulent pot than it does a flower pot. But the pattern, when I submit it, will show a flower pot. Anyway, so that's what I've been doing. I've been working on all kinds of things, having the best time, designing some things that I really, 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 really like. That I committed to so many things in the fall, and now they're all coming together at the same time. And so I am very busy. And just in case you've noticed, these are not birthmarks or melanoma or anything like that. Look at this. Sunday night, I was. You guys remember the oil popping in my eye and melting my contact story? You're not gonna believe this one. Oh my God! I'm having an argument with this chimichanga in a skillet with about that much oil in it. I'm cooking it hot. We're hungry. Everything else is ready. The chimichanga is taking too long. And I mean, it's cooked inside. All I needed to do was brown the tortilla. It's not like it needed to cook through or something. But I'm having this argument with it because I had 4 of them in a skillet, and I was trying to turn them over, and they kept sticking. And the sticking is where we get into the trouble. And so I'm having this argument with it, and my brother gets up and goes to set the table. So he's in the other room, and all of a sudden, it looked like a bubble about an inch in diameter just formed, came up on top of the oil, and then just like shot at me, and it went everywhere. And so, of course, I screamed, and I guess my brother thought if I needed help, I would have called his name or something. He's like watching TV while he's setting the table. So anyway, it got me here and all the way across here and all the way down here, and then my arm all the way like this. Can you see this blister? The blister came up this morning. Oh, starting to get icky, starting to get sticky, like it's gonna pop. Anyway, I sent a message. I've talked to my daughter, showed her pictures, and she said, "Did you see a doctor?" No. In a couple of weeks, she starts her plastic surgery rotation, and I asked her if she needed a patient, and her response was that the hospital supplies the patients. They don't have to bring their own. You don't have. And so I said, well, yeah, I found out that they don't want you to take your own cat to a CAT scan either. Hospitals are just so funny about these things. So anyway, that is. I sent pictures to my doctor tonight, and because once I realized that this is on my face, and I could look like the lady that you meet that you have to be super nice to because she's had this birthmark her whole life, and she's very nice. She's just had to deal with this, and so I thought when I realized today that it could scar, and my daughter asked if I'd seen a doctor, I'm like messaging my doctor saying, I don't want to. I'm not treating it. It doesn't hurt unless I touch it, and I don't want to get in a position where I have this scar and I go in and go, can we do anything about this scarring? And they said, if the first week after this you had done whatever, this would have been easier or something. So anyway, he probably doesn't need to see me. There's probably nothing I can do about it. But anyway, and then my daughter says, that's quite a lot of burn spatter. Looks like all the oil went on you. And I said, well, as much as I tried to block all the oil so it wouldn't get over all my brother's whole kitchen, the next night he's mopping the floor. I go, what's the problem? He says, there's oil all over the floor. So apparently I didn't catch it all and felt bad about that. Anyway, I thought that I won the battle against the chimichanga, and I didn't see this part right here until today because I kept just looking in the mirror and looking like that, and so I didn't I only saw me like this. And so it wasn't until I was driving today, I went to get some gas and I had my visor down. And when I turned my head and looked in the mirror, I said, oh my gosh, that's almost on my face. I didn't see this whole blotch here. So anyway, that's what's going on there, and I'm fine. It doesn't hurt, and the chimichanga was good. And although I thought I won that battle, it might have gotten the last permanent laugh. Anyway, just wanted to show you my my latest block on my Year of Doom, and God, I've got so many other things going, but I've talked forever, and so I'm going to let you guys go, and I will, next week I'll show you another project I'm working on that I'm having so much fun with. So you guys have a good week, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.